Charlie Newman, a while ago, asked people to write poems about J.J. Jameson. And I decided to write a long poem about Norman Porter. A killer. That's his real name. Okay. He was a killer. And, so I wrote this poem called Key to Survival, and I gave it to Charlie. I don't think he appreciated the poem. and actually the subtitle for it was The Poem of Jay. And
was that Norman or Charlie?
Well, I'm sure Norman never saw it, locked away wherever he is, but my subtitle for it was The Poem of Jay, and people might think, oh, is that the poem of Janet? And I'm like, well, it could be the poem of J.J. Jameson, even though that's not his name. But anyway, this is in 4 parts, and this is called Key to Survival. Have you ever seen someone who has a flock of people around them, and that someone is just naturally talking, and people are just attracted to them like moths to a flame? People there are like suntanned high school girls facing this person's bright light, wanting to soak them all in, and hoping they're more beautiful for it. You see these people, everyone smiling, circling around this special someone. It's like animal magnetism. You can't help but try to nudge in to hear their words and try to get a little of that narcotic for yourself. It's like being a child again, with a ton of kids at a candy store and someone's giving away free candy and all the kids are so thrilled and they're grinning from ear to ear. You haven't even gotten close enough to hear their words, but you're already starting to smile. Have you ever seen someone standing at the corner of an intersection? They look dirty and disheveled, and you try to keep your distance because you're guessing that they're homeless and asking for money. But you have to pass them. They're right on the street in your way, so you try to walk on the farthest edge of the sidewalk, but you watch them with your peripheral vision, and you see them making animated gestures, and you see their face contorting like they're having a great debate with no one. Like they're giving the speech of a lifetime to no one. Because you see, no one wants to listen. Everyone knows this is a madman raving, so you just try to ignore them and make a point to not listen. I mean, there's a lot of noise out there that we tune out of our minds. Cars going by, honking their horns, the low rumble of other people talking nearby, the shuffle of your footsteps. Well, this is another one of those noises. You don't want to hear them. You had a bad feeling about them as soon as you saw them. Just ignore them, and hopefully they'll go away. I knew of a woman who went on a date with a male friend of mine, and after that date, the guy talked about how great she was and how they talked about their future and what they both wanted, and he talked about the inside of her place. But after he left messages for her repeatedly, she never called him back again. I saw this woman weeks later at a Starbucks, and she said she felt bad, but she never wanted to see him again, because during their date, they never talked about what they wanted. He just talked about what he wanted, like how she wouldn't work because he even told her how many of his children she would bear. She wouldn't let him into her house. He said he saw the inside of her house. That meant he was looking through her window. And she said that after the date, she showered for hours because she felt mentally raped. Poor girl. She saw someone who seemed nice, but it took her only a short while to know what he was really like. Sometimes you look at people and you just know. And sometimes it takes you a little while, but people can't hide their souls forever. Everyone gets feelings about someone, whether or not they want to admit it. It's not women's intuition, men feel it too. You get that feeling in your chest when you see someone good, and you get that feeling in the pit of your stomach when you see someone bad. Sometimes you look at people and you just know, and you can try to avoid that feeling you get, and you can shrug it off as nothing, and you can try to run away from that feeling for years, but you can't hide from your soul forever. it'll catch up to you when you least expect it. Yeah, I don't think he liked that one too. I think he wanted everybody to write glowing pieces about this poet who is not a good poet.
Was that about JJ or was it, okay, definitely the last one.
Not about the couple who was, I mean, I was giving comparative stories to understand that you can have feelings about somebody and just guess. As soon as I met him, I'm like, I don't like you. You're not a good poet. And something, I was just disturbed.
You met JJ?
Oh yeah, we went to poetry readings. He read there for years. And
oh, I didn't know you knew.
But I think I was one of the few people that was like, I don't like him.
Really?
I don't think he's a good writer, and I don't think he's something that just seems a little off on him. And that was all I could think. And one time we went to the cafe where he always was, and apparently the news was there because they wanted to talk to poets that knew him. And of course I come from way up north and I wasn't there, but it's like, oh yeah, I would have told him. Well, it doesn't surprise me because I thought something was disturbing about it. Everybody else was glowing about him. I'm like, people didn't see this? What? So anyway, why am I talking about
He asked me to speak at one of his anarchist rallies.
About what?
He wanted me to speak at one of his anarchist rallies one time.
I wanted you to speak in an
Yeah, me
anarchist
speaking
rally.
at an anarchist rally.
Yeah, that's so you. Anarchy.
Yeah, it's so me.
You love the government. You love Big Brother.
But I do think we need to have some government.
So did you go?
Oh
No.
I'm sure you didn't.
His name, JJ, that's from like a Marvel comic.
Having the first name
Oh, really?
JJ.
JJ Jameson is actually a Marvel comic book hero.
Really?
It's actually the real name. I can't remember who it is.
It's Spider-Man's boss and nemesis.
What's that?
Spider-Man's
Peter
boss.
Parker's boss and nemesis.
Oh, okay.
Is it really?
It's the lawyer of Spider-Man, Peter Parker, but he hates Spider-Man because they're the same person.
Oh my God! I had no idea. Wow, I'm learning so many things about the alter ego de Norman Porter. Wait.